با تشکر امروز با آقای دیوید گيلكور رئیس کمیته دوستان ایران آزاد مصاحبه کوتاهی داریم در رابطه با این استماع. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
I was wondering if you could brief us in regard to what went on in the committee today.
Well, I've listened to, I suppose, hundreds, if not thousands of witnesses, and Colonel Martin was one of the best witnesses I've ever heard in front of any committee. And I had the impression from listening to the members from all parties that they were completely persuaded by what he was saying. And I'm delighted to see that they're going to move further on this. I gather they're going to try and pass a resolution on this within the next few days before Mr. Maliki meets with President Obama. And I think they're going to push very hard on the view that President Obama has to demand that Camp Ashraf be kept safe, or there will be no meeting with President Obama. As Colonel Martin said, that's essential. That otherwise, as he said, it could well happen that the attack will take place right after he meets with President Obama. So it's essential that Obama puts some conditions up, namely that the camp be protected and after the meeting. I think the testimony was brilliant.
Great, thanks. As you know, Iran in TV is broadcasted for Iran and also for Ashraf residents and internationally, basically. What is your message for people of Iran and Camp Ashraf residents?
Well, I have the utmost respect for the people of Iran, 70 million people with a culture going back for, 7,000 years. In my reading and knowing of people from Iran in this country and other countries, I have the greatest respect for the Iranian people. They have a terrible government. That's why we have an organization called Canadian Friends of a Democratic Iran. And when democracy comes back to Iran, the people, that country will flourish as probably as few others. But they have to, unfortunately, continue to put up with the most oppressive government. In fact, I would argue it's the worst government, or certainly one of the worst governments in the world today, and with the nuclear weapons that they're trying to develop, and with the terrible human rights abuses of women and everybody in the country, that people of Iran are going through terrible times and have gone through terrible times now for many years. So my message is to be hopeful. Look what's happening in the Arab world. Look what's happening in Russia, where the people were protesting in Moscow after the indicated fraudulent elections there. Democracy is coming, and democracy is rising. People cannot be kept down in Iran or any other country. And in the long term, the mullahs and the Ayatollah and Ahmadinejad will be gone.
And your message for Ashraf residents?
Be hopeful. I think this hearing today is a significant step in a better direction. The hearings in the United States, the feeling in both sides of the House and Congress, I think the pressure is getting through to President Obama and the State Department, and I'm hoping that, as I've indicated a minute ago, that when Mr. Maliki comes to the White House, there will be conditions that the people in Ashraf must be protected until the refugee status is determined.
Thank you so much for your time and effort. وحیده خرم‌ردی، خبرنگار ایران، اشرف آزادی.